Have you noticed how many men today are simply disappearing from the dating world? They're not approaching, swiping, stressing, or competing for attention. And strangely, many of them are happier. Think about it. The modern dating scene is exhausting. Endless swipes on apps that promise connection but deliver anxiety, messages that go unanswered, dates that take hours to plan only to end in awkward silences or ghosting. Add to that the unspoken expectation that men must always impress, pay, and chase. It's a pressure cooker disguised as romance. Kierkegaard would call this living in the aesthetic sphere, focused on appearances, fleeting pleasure, and the constant chase for external validation. Many men are waking up to the fact that this pursuit doesn't make them fulfilled. In fact, it often leaves them drained, frustrated, and questioning their worth. So what are they doing instead? They're stepping back, not out of fear or bitterness, but out of clarity. They're redirecting their energy toward themselves, their passions, their fitness, their careers, their mental and emotional growth. They're finally asking the most important question: who am I, independent of anyone else? And here's the truth: freedom feels good. When you stop chasing, you reclaim your time, your energy, and your peace. Weekends are no longer wasted in crowded bars or endless swiping. Instead, they're spent on hobbies that actually matter, friendships that energize you, and self-improvement that builds real confidence. This is what Kierkegaard meant by moving from the aesthetic to the ethical sphere. Living deliberately, taking responsibility for your own life, and finding satisfaction in being rather than in being validated. The world will tell you single men are lonely or missing out, but the men quietly opting out know a secret. Happiness doesn't come from chasing someone else's expectations. It comes from choosing yourself first. So yes, many men aren't dating anymore. And the surprising part? They're better for it. They've discovered the calm, the freedom, and the fulfillment that only comes when you stop trying to fill a void with someone else and start building yourself. Take a moment to reflect on this. When was the last time you felt fully in control of your life, your time, your energy, your choices, without someone else's expectations weighing on you? This is the reason many men are stepping back from dating. Their priorities have shifted. The old blueprint, meet someone, date, marry, repeat, no longer feels urgent. Life is moving fast, and men are starting to ask themselves, why should I invest my energy in a system that drains me when I can invest it in myself? Kierkegaard believed that true fulfillment comes from knowing yourself first. Without that inner clarity, relationships are built on illusions, chasing pleasure, status, or validation. Modern dating often traps men in exactly that cycle: endless pursuit of attention, affirmation, and temporary connection. It's exhausting, and it rarely leads to meaningful fulfillment. So, they redirect their focus inward. They prioritize growth, independence, and self-mastery. Weekends are spent running, reading, learning new skills. Time is spent with friends who truly matter. Energy is invested in passions that build identity and confidence. In short, they are living for themselves first, not for someone else's approval. And here's the twist: happiness often comes as a byproduct. Men who once stressed over ghosted messages and awkward first dates now experience calm, focus, and clarity. They no longer measure their worth by another person's attention. They have begun to experience Kierkegaard's ethical life, the life of deliberate choice, personal responsibility, and authentic selfhood. It's not about rejecting love. It's about rejecting superficial expectations and the chaos of a system that often prioritizes style over substance. They're not avoiding connection, they're avoiding the wrong kind of connection. When the time comes for a meaningful relationship, they'll engage not out of necessity, but out of choice. This shift is quietly powerful. Society still assumes men need validation through dating, but many are quietly proving otherwise. Focus on yourself first and everything else. Confidence, happiness, fulfillment follows naturally. Have you ever felt exhausted by dating? Not physically, but mentally. The endless swipes, the messages that vanish into silence, the first dates that feel like interviews rather than genuine connection. This is the modern dating reality, and many men are quietly stepping away from it. Kierkegaard would recognize this as the tension between the aesthetic life, focused on fleeting pleasure, appearances, and validation, and the ethical life, which demands authenticity, responsibility, and inward reflection. Swiping endlessly, crafting the perfect message, and trying to impress someone you barely know isn't living authentically. It's living for approval, and that drains more than your phone battery. It drains your soul. Many men today have realized something simple. The chaos isn't worth it. Ghosting, rejection, and shallow connections aren't failures. They're symptoms of a system that doesn't reward real value. By stepping back, men are reclaiming their peace, their time, and their energy. They're no longer participants in a rat race of validation. They are authors of their own lives. And here's the fascinating part. Stepping out of this chaos doesn't mean isolation. It means freedom. Freedom to focus on growth, purpose, and meaningful connections on your own terms. The calm that comes from this choice is profound and often more fulfilling than the most promising first date ever could be. Now, if you're seeing yourself in this story, here's something to consider. Life is too short to waste energy on chaos disguised as connection. If you want to explore more truths about modern masculinity, relationships, and self-mastery, and understand why stepping back can sometimes be the most courageous move, stick around. Hit that subscribe button. Not because I'm asking, but because you're choosing to stay with ideas that matter. Ideas that help you think, reflect, and reclaim your own life. Because subscribing here isn't just following a channel, it's choosing to be deliberate about your time and growth. How often do you feel like your happiness depends on someone else noticing, approving, or valuing you? Modern dating is built on this illusion, on the idea that a match, a message, or a first date will somehow complete you. Kierkegaard would call this living in the aesthetic life, a life dictated by external validation and fleeting pleasure. The problem is, no swipe, no compliment, no date can ever give you what you already have the potential to build inside yourself. Many men are realizing this, and that's why they are stepping away from dating, not because they don't want love, but because they are finally choosing themselves. For the first time, their focus is inward, their energy is spent on growth, and their lives are no longer dictated by someone else's whims. They are cultivating stability, purpose, and clarity, the kind of foundation that no relationship can ever substitute. Think about it. Every hour you spend swiping, second-guessing a message, or stressing over a ghosted reply is an hour lost from something that truly builds your life. Hobbies, health, skill building, friendships, financial independence. These are the pillars that create confidence and inner peace. Men who step away from the chaos are discovering a surprising truth. Happiness isn't found in chasing someone else's approval. It's found in investing in yourself. And yet, this freedom comes with a quiet responsibility. Kierkegaard would remind us that selfhood is not simply a retreat from the world, it's a deliberate confrontation with yourself. You are no longer distracted by the constant noise of dating apps or social expectations. Instead, you face the question that truly matters. Who am I, and how do I want to live? This is the work that brings depth, maturity, and authenticity, qualities that no casual swipe can ever teach. Men are finding that happiness is not a prize awarded by someone else. It is a result of self-mastery. They wake up without the anxiety of wondering if they are liked, if they measure up, or if they are being overlooked. They are no longer tethered to external validation. The energy that was once drained by chasing fleeting attention is now reinvested in the most important relationship they will ever have. the one with themselves. Even society seems to misunderstand this choice. Single men are often portrayed as lonely or unfulfilled, as if their value depends on being in a relationship. But those who have stepped away quietly, without bitterness, without apologies, are discovering a far deeper fulfillment. They are learning that true connection is only meaningful when you are already whole. Love becomes an addition, not a lifeline. Desire becomes a choice, not a necessity. And there's another layer here that modern men are waking up to: the paradox of abundance. The dating world promises choice, variety, and excitement, yet it often delivers indecision, ghosting, and disappointment. By stepping away, men escape the trap of false abundance, the illusion that more options equal more happiness. They focus instead on quality over quantity, meaningful experiences, deep friendships, mastery of skills, and a life aligned with their values. This shift is subtle but profound. It doesn't make men bitter, so it makes them deliberate. Every decision, every hour, every relationship is now measured against personal growth and authenticity. The peace they gain is not superficial. It's existential. Kierkegaard would say it is the result of moving from the aesthetic to the ethical life, the life of conscious choice, self-awareness, and inward responsibility. So yes, many men aren't dating anymore, and they are happier for it. They've chosen clarity over chaos, selfhood over validation, and growth over distraction. The calm they experience is not temporary. It is the result of finally reclaiming their most precious resources: their time, their energy, and their attention. They are no longer running after someone else's definition of worth. They are living it for themselves. Let that sink in. The freedom, the clarity, the quiet fulfillment that comes from finally choosing yourself. Because in the end, the man who knows himself fully doesn't need to chase approval, attention, or validation. He is already complete. By now, you've probably realized something important. The men who are stepping away from dating aren't doing it out of fear, laziness, or bitterness. They're doing it out of choice. They are choosing themselves, their growth, and their freedom over the chaos of modern dating. And in that choice, they are finding happiness that no swipe, no text, no first date could ever provide. The truth is, happiness is never found outside of yourself. It's cultivated in the hours you spend building your mind, your body, your skills, and your passions. It's found in the friendships you nurture, the independence you earn, and the quiet moments where you feel at peace with who you are. When you operate from this place, dating, if it comes, becomes a bonus, not a necessity. It's no longer about filling a void. It's about sharing your wholeness. Many men are discovering that being single isn't a punishment. It's a privilege, a chance to focus on what really matters, to invest in long-term goals without distraction, to design a life aligned with their values instead of the fleeting whims of someone else. When you stop bending your life to meet external expectations, something incredible happens. Clarity emerges. You see what is truly important, what brings satisfaction, and what drains energy. You begin to live deliberately. And let's be honest, dating today is exhausting. Endless apps, ghosting, shallow conversations, and the pressure to impress create more anxiety than joy. Men are starting to recognize the absurdity of it all. Why pour time, money, and emotion into something that often yields disappointment, superficiality, or stress? When stepping back, they reclaim that energy. They can pursue meaningful friendships, invest in their careers, travel, learn, or simply enjoy solitude without guilt. They find peace in self-sufficiency. Society may still try to shame single men, labeling them as lonely, unfulfilled, or incomplete. But those who have quietly opted out know a different truth. Fulfillment doesn't come from validation or romantic attention. It comes from control over your own life, from the confidence that you can shape your world according to your own choices. They are learning that waiting for external approval is a trap, and that the only approval that matters is their own. There's also a subtle transformation that occurs over time. Men who step back gain perspective. They notice the difference between genuine connection and distraction. They become more discerning, understanding that love is valuable only when it enhances an already complete life, rather than defining it. They see the dating world not as a battlefield they must conquer, but as a system that can be engaged on their own terms, if at all. And here's where it becomes relevant to you. If you've been following along, it means you're curious. You want to understand why some men are happier opting out and what lessons can be applied to your own life. Subscribing here isn't just a routine click, it's a conscious decision. A choice to engage with ideas that challenge, inspire, and help you reclaim control over your time, energy, and focus. So don't subscribe because it's expected. Subscribe because you're ready to prioritize your life over chaos, clarity over distraction, and selfhood over external validation. This is more than a channel. It's a mindset, a lens to see the modern world of dating and personal growth clearly, without illusions or compromise. In the end, men aren't dating anymore, not because they've given up. They've realized something timeless. The most important relationship you'll ever have is the one with yourself. Master it, honor it, protect it. Everything else, including love, will naturally find its place once you do. And that realization, that freedom, that clarity, that quiet fulfillment is something worth cherishing above all. If you've stayed with this video, it means you value clarity, insight, and perspective. Subscribing isn't just about following a channel. It's about choosing to invest in yourself, to challenge your thinking, and to see life through a lens that prioritizes depth over distraction. Click subscribe not because I'm asking, but because you're ready to keep growing, keep reflecting, and keep taking control of your own life. The ideas here aren't just content. They're tools for the life you actually want to live.